everyone. Oh, okay. I hope you can see me now. What's a good angle? Right. Ouch. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. We will get there. Okay. Too bad. I haven't done a Facebook Live from my phone in ages. So this looks like a good position. And bear with me. Right. So please say hello if you are here. Hey, Sally Ann. Sally Ann is here. Welcome, Sally Ann. So, before I bring the very, very special Sally Ann on live with me, I want to just remind you the purpose of why we are here live today. So Sally Ann is currently going through the Unleash the Author Within program with me. We are near the half mark. It's a 20-week journey and this is so much better. It's a 20-week journey and we are at we're getting to week 10. That's where we are. And Sally Ann is progressing with her book, her manuscript, like never before. However, it's not been a very rosy journey. And that's what I want to touch upon today. That's what I want to, discuss with, because it's really easy to share the wins, but very few people actually share the challenges behind becoming an author. So I am going to get Sally Ann on board. How do I invite you, Sally Ann? Your viewers, if you can request to join me, can you please put your hand up and I cannot see I cannot see you in the, I don't know why, Sally, and I'm not able to bring you on live. Let me just move my, oh, you can't rotate your phone while recording. I am trying to invite you, Sally Ann. Now I see you. Okay, thank you. Bring Sally Ann on camera. They'll receive an invitation. Add. Hey. Okay.
Yes, I'm on. Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm saying welcome. Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
So much. Is there an echo?
Not on my side, no.
Okay, I can hear myself.
Okay, I'll put my headphones on. Just bear with me. There we are. Is that better? Is that better?
Yes. Now I cannot hear myself again. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sally Ann, for coming. This is going to be a bit of a deep discussion.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yes. So let's begin with like an introduction. Could you tell the viewers a bit about your journey and just take it over.
Okay. So I've wanted to write a book for many years, and the book that I wanted to write was really about the story of my eldest son, Guy, who was 22 when he had, well, he was 21 actually when he had an accident when he was traveling overseas.
Yep.
And unfortunately, he ended up in a coma for 5.5 months. And with difficulties within the coma, he had um, severe brain damage that occurred after an accident when he was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So and then he passed away over in Italy. So there was a lot of trauma and healing and adjusting to life with my other three children and learning to live from a place of grief, but also realizing for me it was a place about living. So I didn't want to just stay stuck in the cave of grief. And I talk about the cave of grief in my book.
Yep.
You can land in this cave and never get out again. So I
Yep.
wanted to find a way that was a creative way of living with grief as really as an ally, as part of who I am. So it started me on this journey of thinking about writing the book. And every time I sort of thought about the process, it was too much, it was too early. But now
Yep.
that I took the brave step of leaping into this course with you, it has given me the most amazing sort of tools and transformation about really what my book is about. And so it's not just a story about what happened to Guy and grief. It is a huge transformational evolution of my life and what I've done since Guy died.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And, as I said today, we will touch upon your wins and, the way you are kind of racing, not racing, but like, consistently leaping, into
Yeah.
finishing your book. Uh, where did it all begin? And like, what were the things, can you share with me what were the things that mainly kept you stuck? Like, I am aware of from the so many conversations that I've had with so many aspiring authors, there's 5 or 6 key patterns that keep people stuck, so what's some of those patterns for you that kept you stuck for how many years?
Um, I think really expressing myself from inside
Mm-hmm.
was one of the major stumbling blocks. Like, who would understand me? Who could
Yeah.
who could who could be on this journey with me? Because as we all know, grief is so different for every single person that goes through it. So how can you take people on this journey with you when you know that they will not understand you or know your feelings or
Yeah.
be in the same place along the road of grief with you?
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that had me stuck.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Can I? Yeah, just wanted to pause you there. When you say when you know that they won't get you, but
Mm,
now you know that that knowing was just a judgment,
yes, yes,
isn't
it
it?
was. Yes.
Yeah, it's just about when you're finally ready to trust the world and trust trust other humans and let your story flow out of you, whether or not they get it. Like, we just want a lot of certainty beforehand, you
Mm,
know? Yeah.
yes. Yeah, and I think, that's a really valid point, is because this isn't about whether people understand me or not. This is me telling my story and
Yeah.
sharing from a point of view of how I am living it now. And I think that
Yeah.
was one of the major breakthroughs, is how I didn't break through that until I started the process of actually writing the book,
There you
you
go.
know.
Like, the answers never come if you keep sitting and waiting and meditating over them. Like, answers come with action, right? Yeah, you have to get
Yes.
and start with a system. Like, not, yeah. Okay,
Yes, and yeah.
like, yes, I'd like to invite your thoughts on journaling, channeling, and all the things, and how do they work or not for writing a book.
For me, they worked extremely well in
Mm-hmm.
the sense of I loosened up. So what I did when we first started is I was really keen to sort of just share as much as I wanted to. And so for me, it was like, I thought I was chapter writing, but really,
Yeah,
as you pointed out, it was journaling. But what it
yeah,
allowed me to do was start the process of writing down thoughts that were inside me. And I
yeah,
think giving yourself that liberation, that freedom just to free write
yeah,
without editing it or rereading it too much is a real bonus for you, so that when I did actually go into the systems that you put into place,
yeah,
it was just like, oh yes, I've done all the flow, I've done all the creative sort of blur bit, now I can
yeah,
formulate it more. So that was very
exactly.
helpful for me.
Yes, and so as you said, journaling, channeling, scribbling, automatic writing, whatever you call it, has a place, but that's not the main work. Like, that's the preparatory work, if you know what I mean. Like,
Definitely.
so for those who are watching and who are on the fence and who live in the illusion that, so many people, Sally Ann, tell me, I'm a writer since ever, I journal daily. And that's the consolation they keep giving themselves, thinking that I'm just not a published writer, but I'm a writer in my
mm,
journal,
mm,
So,
yeah.
yeah, do you can do better. You can, put out your life's lessons in a more systematic way that's not random stream of consciousness writing,
Oh,
So,
absolutely. And I would say that anybody who's sitting on the fence right now, if you feel that you want to explore this, it's an absolutely great deep dive, because you
yeah,
actually start to understand yourself. You start to go on this journey with yourself. And for me, that's been the most exciting part of starting this journey, is that
yeah,
I'm now on a journey with myself,
so
and
good.
I'm taking the readers on my journey as I go, because of the way I'm journeying, and anybody else who reads after me will be also on the journey.
Totally, yeah. And yeah, like, yeah, I'm just in awe of the entire process, which means I'm just like really proud of myself.
Yes,
But
it's
cool.
great.
Um, okay, what else? So, what was the impact like when you were, in your pre-writing phase,
Hmm.
pre-committing phase? How was it affecting your day-to-day life? Like, there was this lingering thought for at least 20 years. Is that correct? That you
Well, I'd always wanted to write a book for more than 20 years, but this particular book has been lingering certainly since Guy passed away. And
Yeah,
my lingering thought was, I'll one day be a writer,
yeah,
which was ridiculous, because there is the time now. and
exactly.
and and what I thought when I was when I did the 3-day course is that I even knew then that this was the start of this book. I just knew I was committing to it, because once you've done this 3-day, you get a snapshot of,
Yeah,
it's only a small snapshot, but you're so keen to leap into it. And for me, that sitting on the fence was, I need to tell my story. It's just time is to tell my story.
yeah, yeah, totally. Um, I just got so immersed in your words that I lost my train of thought, which is a good thing.
One
um,
one of the other things that put me off, not put me off, that held me back in my truth, is the thought of the starting. The
yeah,
thought of actually starting to talk about Guy and how he died, because it was very traumatic.
yeah,
That at first held me back, but
yeah,
as soon as I stepped into the more flow than ever before, and more has come out of me than I imagined, an observer sort of way. So not in the grief, but more in the actual creative way of being with it. So that's been a real plus, as well.
and so I thank you for sharing that, which reminds me to, like, it's worth mentioning for everyone that uh, what you write, how much you write, how you write is absolutely, at your liberty. It's your book, it's your decision, it's your discretion,
Yeah.
and the work that we are doing in the program is just holding space so that you can express yourself in a safe way, feeling supported without the fear of judgment, and you had enough, like cocooning, cushioning for 20 weeks before your book is out in the hands of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just a little, a few minutes ago, Sally Ann mentioned the 3 days. So she's referring to the 3-day mini course, which is a taste of the work that I do. And it's like a Kickstarter for you to get started with your book. And it's called Nail Your Compelling Book Idea. And in that 3-day course, we nearly nail your compelling book idea,
Mhm.
and then it just makes it a no-brainer for you to transition to the Unleash the Author Within, which is a 20-week program. So thanks for touching upon that, Sally Ann.
Mm.
Um, uh, what more? Like, I don't have like a question bank as such, but,
Mm.
uh, do you want to share your experience of the first 3 to 4 weeks, which was really crucial in the
Yeah,
program?
yes, yeah. And I think once again, I had resistance because I'm naturally a creative person, and I had this real resistance of I just want to write this book the way it's sort of like the journaling style. I want to
Yeah.
just write it and think about it. But what I came to learn is that I was actually stretching myself when I did the first few weeks, because it
Yeah.
was asking me to do a sort of process. And before before I used to think I was not good at processes. I'm mastering processes now.
Totally.
um, yeah, and I think it gave me permission to go on the journey with the others in the group as well. So there's two journeys that I was going on: this beautiful journey of myself and exploring and stretching my own boundaries, and then there was this journey with the group. And I think having the support of each other when
Yeah.
you're trying to write a book is profound, because everybody's in the same place, and you
Yes.
can share the problems and the issues, and
Yeah.
this, when you need support you just reach out. And I think knowing that, and amazingly enough, we're all different people and we're all different subjects, but we have this incredible um, connection of really wanting to share our words. And so
Totally.
the support is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing, because when there's others on the journey with you, uh, you remember in the first couple of weeks, like people were not very, it took us like 2 weeks to open up and say that I'm struggling. And then when one person said it, they're like, okay, me too, like it was just so easy. And now we are totally aware of the fact that struggle is a part of life and anything that we do. Like, our
Mhm.
ego is constantly going to bring in challenges, but our constant mantra in the program is to keep it easy, to allow
Yes.
it to allow things to be easy and the journey to be easy. And thanks for
Mm.
bringing the point of creativity. And that's what I kind of teach that in the program, and I live by that, and I believe in that so many of us are actually ashamed of being too structured, and we kind of pride in being creative, and we pride in being an ideas person, but really it's more embarrassing to call ourselves an ideas person than it is to call ourselves an executioner, like an execution person. So it really takes real guts to take that one idea and execute it to completion, rather than keep dabbling with multiple ideas and think I'm going to write a book someday. So
Yes.
yes,
And if you commit like that, then you basically are committing not just to yourself and one book, you are committing to a way of living, being truthful with yourself, digging
absolutely.
deep, facing
Yeah.
challenges and
Yeah.
conquering challenges. I mean,
Yes.
when I first did the first chapter, it was about Guy and his accident, and I was so resistant. As soon as I wrote it and it flowed, it was like the resistance had gone. I went, wow, I've conquered something major in my life. I can do anything. You know,
Yes.
it was a
Yes.
big win. Yeah.
Yeah. And also like the journey that you were saying about creativity, you almost like while others were still mapping out their chapters and their book map, you had written what you thought were going to be your 10 chapters, you
Yeah.
know? But that was you, that was your ego trying to keep you in the, like in the original comfort zone, because just allowing words to flow,
Yeah.
and they are very sacred, they are powerful, yet there's a lot of waffle in our journaling, right? Like we are
Yes.
repetitive, and there is waffle, that's the fact, with
Yeah.
respect, you know?
Absolutely. You know, in fact, when I looked back at what I'd written, most of it was waffle, but it was like it was good waffle, but it was waffle. And now, as
Yes,
soon as I started going in the process, it was like this is the guts. You
this is
know.
the gut. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that's when, when you hold yourself accountable to structure, to a system, you know, to a
Yes.
blueprint. And within that container of a structure, you can then allow your creativity to flow. That's going to make it so much more robust and repeatable, and, all the good things. Yeah.
Yes, and I've definitely found that, you know, it's been a really good way of expressing myself, but within a boundaries, within the parameters of what I set. And that's such a great guideline to give yourself because
Yeah.
you're the one who can take it within those parameters wherever you want to.
Yeah. And like in summarizing, I just want to share, I was just in such a zened out mode right now. Just before this live, I was doing an exercise which is called 6 months to live. And I literally went to that place, I was so truly feeling it. Like, what if I only have 6 months to live? What will I do? And the thing that was like topmost on my mind was, I'm going to leave my wealth of wisdom for my daughter.
Yeah.
And I wrote down, I'm gonna write snippets, I'm gonna leave notes for her, I'm gonna leave letters for her, of course write a book, I'm gonna leave videos for her to navigate her journey as an adult. uh, and then like this thing, it, the whole metaphor of a treasure map, like, going on a hunt and a treasure map, and there's a pot of gold, and the pot of gold is within you, you know
Mm,
just
yeah.
that you haven't cracked the code to access the pot of gold. And I really feel that I have, like, unlocked my pot of gold
Yeah.
in what I'm doing, and I think you have unlocked yours as well.
Yes. Funny
Do
enough,
you?
I was writing this morning. I'll just finish this quickly, but I was writing on avoidance this morning, and interesting enough, I also mentioned about sprinkles of gold and finding
Oh,
your essence and sprinkling it out there in the world. So definitely, I'm on the same page as you on that. That this
yes,
pot of gold is that I am a writer, and I'm going to continue writing every day. You know, as much
exactly.
as within the flow of what I want to do. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I just, like, when we are finally committing to and willing to share our truth, and not in a way that we think the world likes to hear, because for a very long time, like, I've messed up with my messaging, and I thought everyone wants to hear six figures. And so I kind of marketed my work as six figure authority, but that was the voice of the ego. And now when I call my program Unleash the Author Within, it is just so true to who I am and the work that I'm, committed to do.
Yeah.
um yeah, I
Well,
mean,
you've certainly unleashed my author.
we have, and 5 hours. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beautiful. Okay, so Sally, and thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
your wisdom. Before you leave, what are some, like, two to three, your, you know sprinkles of gold that you want to leave with the listeners?
Yeah. Uh, if you're on the fence, just leap into it because it is the
Thank you.
most incredible journey. So that's the first thing. The second thing is trust. Trust whatever comes up and write. Just keep your mind open to what your intuition is allowing you to express,
Yeah.
because that is the interesting material that comes out, and it is what the readers will enjoy reading. It's your story, your perspective,
Yeah.
and I think that is the most profound thing that I'm learning about, that this is my story, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. This is my story and the story I'm writing now, and that's beautiful.
Yes. Thank you. So well said. You're such a crisp speaker.
Thank you. Lovely.
Oh, beautiful. By the way, I also want
Yes.
to take a moment to share what Sally Ann is up to next. Sally Ann, do you want to share about your leadership program coming up? And
Yes. So, yeah, thank you. I'm just doing a 12-week leadership program, which is called Leaders of the New Paradigm. And it's just, in summary, it's just a wonderful journey for people to step up into their own leadership. So I'm
yeah,
running that, and I'm also working one-to-one with women who want to explore that concept of up leveling, which is what I've done, and it's what we're all
yes,
constantly doing, and it's what we need to do for 2021. We need to up level our skills, speak our truth, be
yeah.
ourselves. So having
Yes,
lived it, this is what I'm
we need
doing.
to be more of ourselves than,
Yes.
yeah, than
Yeah.
we ever needed to before.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, so ladies, if you are watching this, whether live or replay, and if you feel that this is the time for you to up level, in terms of writing a book, come to me. In terms of overall life upgrade, or you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're kind of living a mediocre life, sacrificing your dreams and, all that kind of dramas, then please get in touch with Sally Ann. Um,
Thank you.
and I am so grateful to have Sally Ann here. Thanks
I'm
for
so
coming.
grateful to be on this journey with you and the others in the group. It's amazing.
Thank you. I hope I can find. I'm gonna bring Simone on
Yeah,
in a minute.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, can you leave it, or do I have to remove you from the?
Oh, I think you have to remove me, but let me just
Oh,
check. Uh,
okay.
if I
Okay.
have you got anything there to remove me? Otherwise, I think I'll
I
have to come off.
I can see a cross.
Yes, do that. Oh, no, no,
Yes.
no.
I will.
Yeah. The big
Yeah.
cross, I think, I'll
Yes.
do the big
Yes.
cross. Yeah.
Okay. See ya. Hey. Hi everyone. So I hope you have enjoyed that one snippet of a conversation with Sally Ann. Bear with me for the lighting. This is a bit better. Yep, this is better. Okay. So who else is with me here? I am hoping that I have Simone available to join me. If you're watching me live, please say hello. And if you are keen on, if you have been sitting on the fence, not knowing if this program is the right one for you, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, private message me. But let me walk you through what's included in the program. It's a 20-week program. It's called Unleash the Author Within. And we are literally doing that in 20 weeks. It's a 20-week program. We go from rough or roughish idea to a finished manuscript. That's my guarantee. If you stay accountable, if you follow the steps, which everyone is pretty effortlessly being able to do. So it's not like, you know, write, it's not like write a book in a day. It's not any extreme milestones that I've set in the program. It's a very achievable pace alongside all the possible things that are happening in your life. I've had a client's family go through COVID, literally, all were COVID positive, and the client was caring for them. I've had people with children, with sickness, with travel. It's all doable, you know. So within the 20 weeks, you will get first 5 weeks to create a very, very solid, a robust foundation. Bear with me if I look a bit squint, but I'm looking where I see your comments. But I know I should be looking at the camera in my phone, and then I don't have good visibility of your comments. So, anyways, I'll try to do it better. So the first 5 weeks is a solid foundation building where we work on the four main pillars of your book, nailing your message. Let me see if my dear Simone is here. She isn't here. Simone, I am not sure if I can see you. If you're here, please say hello, and then I will invite you in the chat. Okay, so the first 5 weeks, we work on your mindset. That's you. We work on you in the first week. The second week, we are doing your message, nailing, clarifying your message. The third week, we are doing your model, creating your own signature model. The fourth week, we are mapping out your chapters, so the model is basically your book map. The mission is your chapter maps. And in the fifth week, which is your miracles, we are actually tapping into the miracles of the universe. We are creating a marketing plan. We are already creating, we are kind of readying our mind for the next step when the book is ready, and you're already starting to put teasers out there about your book. That's the 4 week 5 week plan. And then you get 10 to 12 weeks, so there's a bit of a subjectivity there depending on certain factors, and you will see that, you will know that when you are in the program. But you get 10. Oh, Simone is here. I will bring you on in a minute, Simone. You get 10 to 12 weeks to actually write your book. You have writing time built in the program. It's not like a $2,500 program saying, okay, here's the plan, this is your chapter map, now go home and write it. uh, yeah, I don't want to take names or talk about any other programs, but and also, the key thing about this program is we are not chasing one thing that most of the world is running after, and that is speed. We are not setting impossible standards for ourselves, or not impossible, unreal, inhumane standards for ourselves, which means that you don't get time to sleep, or be present to your family or present for yourself. um, so that's, and when you're done with the writing, we are working on your launch plan, making you as a visible guest podcaster, and your editing and your marketing. There's so much, like, I can share the details. I will share the details in this post after the live has ended. And the investment is ridiculously cheap. I know I am underpricing, but I will keep growing. I will keep, raising the price. And by saying that, I'm not trying to create any scarcity or any, it's not a cheap stunt. It is just the truth. Uh, so currently, if you'd like to join, the upfront investment for 20 weeks of accountability program, worksheets, videos, training, you finishing your manuscript, it's just 3333. If you choose to take an investment plan, what am I talking about? Payment plan, then your 3 month investment is 1,200 each month for 3 months, or you can even take the advantage of an extended payment plan with almost no increase at $725 for 5 months. We start on the 5th of October and finish on the 5th of March, and I have built in a 2 week holiday break around Christmas and New Year. So there is no excuse. Literally, people joining a course at this time would say, oh, but Christmas, blah, blah. No, that's no more an excuse, because I'm already giving you a 2 weeks break. Okay. So let me not bore you and Simone anymore. Simone, I I can see that you are here, but I cannot see your name in the guest who I can add. So I hope you are on your mobile. Uh, can you request to join? Do you have the option, Simone? If you can please request to join the live, I think you will have to do that and then I can add you. I can only still see Sally Ann as someone who is available to add in as a guest. Okay, who is here? Simone is here. I know Shweta is here. Hi, Sally Ann is here, and there's one more. I see 4 tiny eyes at the top of my screen. So please say hello in the comments, and I can say hello back to you. Uh, Simone, such a shame. I can see you are here, but I'm not able to bring you on board. Yeah, should we do this another time? I don't know. You are on the phone, right? Oh, but it's really weird. Like when I'm clicking that button where I get to invite a guest, the only option. Oh, hello, sir. One of my very dear teachers is here. Thank you, sir. Um, when I Oh, hi, Pradeep, you are here. Thank you for joining. But I'm trying to bring on one of my dear clients, Simone, and she is. Yes, I can. I can see the button at the bottom of the screen, but when I'm clicking on the. Oh, I think because it's a bit different, Sally Ann, because I'm in landscape mode and I do see the button to invite a guest, but I can only see Sally Ann, Joachim, hello Joachim, and I can see my teacher, Mr. Anand Pandit. So, Simone, if you are able to request, never mind. Okay, you know what? I think we were not destined, we were not meant to go live with Simone, but I'm going to get on a chat with Simone and record a bit of a, fun video interview with her and share it with you. How about that? Yeah, I think we'll have to come up with a makeshift solution. So, thank you for watching, and for any of you who are on the fence about writing your book, some of the key things that Sally Ann and I we touched upon um, is that yes, you can keep you can keep sitting on your fear, and you think that when I'm resolved, when I'm clear, when I'm confident, then I will write, and in doing so, sometimes 2.5 decades pass. That's what happened with Sally Ann, and that's the average. So many. I am 36 now, and I can easily say that I have had this, secret desire to write a book for 20 years. Like by about 15 or 17, I was starting to have this desire, but I kind of put it off, thinking it's a silly thing to even imagine. Who am I to write a book? Um, so 20 years, and I think so many of us have sat on our books for more than 20, 30, 40 years. Uh, if you are ready to finally take that first baby step and just follow my step by step plan, so you can actually be a published author of a finished manuscript, then this is the call for you. Okay, I'm going to leave all the details in the notes on top of the video. um, just feel free to reach out and ask any questions, put in the comments. And we start on the 5th of October. and I will finish the live so that I don't keep rambling anymore. Okay. Thank you, Sally Ann, so much for joining. And Simone, thank you for joining as well. I will get in touch with you and we'll do a Zoom recording and we'll share a recorded video. Okay. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Oops, this one.